Hi, welcome to our presentation. It's on supply chain and logistics management, and we're presenting a case on case 6 from our books, The Great Inventory Correction. We're talking about two specific companies, Altera and IBM. And just to introduce ourselves, my name is Ad-Deen.
Jacqueline Lindmark.
And Amy. Hopefully you'll probably be able to see her. So we'll start off here. Jacqueline will take it from here.
So during the 90s, we could see a big boom in the technology industry. But when the technology bubble burst, it led to a huge economic downturn for the companies. The networking and telecom equipment makers took a very hard hit by this downturn. The PC and chip makers' demand started to decline rapidly, and many of the companies were stuck with a huge amount of unsaleable products. Large companies were forced to write down their inventory by millions of dollars, and analysts predicted that a decline of 20% in revenues throughout the year. Companies are now looking for new strategies and new ways to manage their inventory, as well as being able to be more in tune with the demand fluctuations. So we have been looking at Altera Corporation. It's a California-based chip maker founded in 1983. They have also been affected by the downturn, as we can see here on the revenue. In 2000, they had a huge boom of $1.4 billion, which later in 2001 have declined to $839 million. They felt a decline in demand from the customers as well as the communication companies, and they eventually had an inventory write-downs of $115 million. Altera now wants to explore new strategies in order to revise its inventory model, as well as looking for new opportunities to lower their stocks. So there is basically a conflict where you have either low inventories or high inventories. Obviously, the inventory is very expensive, and as well as having a high inventory, it helps you to manage demand fluctuations, as well as improving the service levels, and also the transportation quantity, and basically providing a better service. So Altera have tried to locate themselves between here to still have good service, keep the lead times very short, and also keep the expensive very short, and still having a very good service and good quality of the products.
So question 1, why did Altera modify their new strategy? Before I go into this question, I'm just going to mention that Altera designs programmable logic devices. It's a fabulous chip maker that doesn't assemble or test its chips. It outsources its manufacturing to giant foundries such as Taiwan Manufacturing Corp. It used to build to spec for customers, producing quantities well beyond what its customers needed for prototyping, in order to provide the cost benefit of holding onto inventory to its customers. So why did Altera modify their strategy? Well, throughout the first half of 2001, like many other semiconductor companies, Altera had to write down huge stocks of unsaleable inventory. The total amount Altera had written down was $115 million worth of inventory. Like many tech companies, Altera took steps to limit their exposure to the next traumatic event, wanting ideally tighter collaboration with suppliers and timely information from customers. In essence, Altera is trying to make their supply chain shorter, transparent, and as flexible as possible. So how has Altera modified its strategy? Well, first and foremost, with its mainstream products, Altera used to build to finished goods, stockpiling in anticipation for customer demand. This was fully push-based process. However, this was changed to build stock only in die-bank inventories, as can be seen here, to a basic level in its most flexible form, adding minimal value until the customer orders are received. And that is a pull aspect of their process. To reduce this exposure, Altera postpones adding value to die-bank inventories. Mature products. On the mature products, Altera would build without prior customer order. And now this has been changed to build to order, so on a pull base. Where product used to be built to specification, to quantities beyond customer needs, it now builds strictly to order. So they have lower inventory levels, with new products now built when a customer order is placed. Altera now seeks better information from its customers, asking for more visibility in their inventories and build plans. Altera now uses supply chain management software, Altera IT Technologies, which is linked to its fabs, suppliers and distributors, effectively helping Altera cut its weekly planning cycle time from 10 days to 1 day, and also helping to reduce its long-term planning time from 4 weeks to 1 week. So do you think Altera's new strategy will be successful? We believe it will be. It will improve inventory management and it will make Altera more efficient. By building die banks to push to later be pulled, thereby reducing inventory of finished goods.
Obviously, there's going to be a lot of advantages for Altera using the new strategies. Both for the pool strategies, they apply for the material and new products that help the company to reduce the stock level and reduce the inventory holding cost. And the production is now all coordinated with the true customer demand because they only produce according to the specific order of customer. And now Altera can respond to specific order in a better way. And the push and pull strategy that they use for the mainstream products that help Altera to respond better for the changing market demand. So they help the company to reduce the risk that their products going to be depreciated. And the strategies of improving visibility help the company to forecast better. And the only disadvantages that we found for the new strategies is that the lower stock level are going to lead to the lower economies of scale. So there's going to be some disadvantages for the companies in order to have cheap prices and and for some cases, the pool strategies may not really work out, but in the case of Altera, the strategies perfectly suitable because the semiconductor product can be depreciated very rapidly, and the technological trends can change very quick. So it's better for the company to respond quickly to the market and should not stock so many finished goods in their inventory. So the new strategy is really good for the company. And about the consumer, how they react to the new strategy. At first, they are a little bit hesitant because they are afraid that they have to share their information with Altera. But then after they see the advantages of the new strategy, they are really happy with that. With the push and pull strategies for the mainstream product, the lead time is now reduced because the goods are built and stocked in die bank in the most flexible form of it. So when customer place the order, company can make the product that does meet the need of the customer quicker and better. So the customer can plan their own inventory and production better. And because the supplier, which is Altera, is now react faster to the new trend of technologies on demand, so they can supply better products for their customer. And with the I2 technology system, which help customer to take order automatically and help them to find the best manufacturing slots, so it's quicker for them to make order and more efficient and more convenient for them. The disadvantages of new technology to customer is the risk of disclosure important strategic information to Altera, and with the pool strategies for the new and the material products, stock isn't always available for them when they need, and there will be a longer lead time because the product isn't available in inventory.
So Altera had looked at IBM, which is a multinational company, one of the biggest one in the world. They are also manufacturers of companies' hardware and softwares. So Altera had looked at your strategy, and question 4 was, how does IBM manage its suppliers in order to make its pulse strategy more effective? So IBM have implemented a strategy that is building on, they will build faster on a pull or just-in-time basis, and this is in order to reduce the inventory cost as well as being able to be more in tune with the demand fluctuations and manage the differentiations. IBM follows the pull strategy with the strategies such as the visibility of for their suppliers and customers into their inventory levels. This will help to get better production and inventory planning, and can also help them to manage the demand fluctuations. They also have commonality across the platforms and products, also electronic purchase transactions, which will lead to faster connections as well as a decrease in the lead times. And also they have invested in a good, enthusiastic and knowledgeable sales force who will be in contact with the suppliers and the customers, know about the market, and this will lead to a better forecast as well as meeting the demands better and also get a better planning overall. So if you look at the pull strategy and its typical characteristics, we can see that often it's very high uncertainty, lead times are very short, the objective is to maximize service level as well as being very responsive. So in the case of IBM, if you look at how they were doing their strategy, we could see that their market was very uncertainty due to the dynamic and continuously changing industry. The strategy was to shorten the lead times as well as having a better and closer relationship with the suppliers and customers. And they were also focusing on flexibility and being responsiveness and still keeping their quality and connection with the suppliers. So thank you for us, and we apologize for not presenting during the lecture. If you have any questions, I think that you can either email us on Facebook or the teacher. Thank you.